You guys expect to see Chris Harris Jr., but look who joined us, or rather, I joined him. Super Bowl 50 MVP and fellow podcaster Von Miller joins us as Football Friday starts now. A man that truly needs no introduction, certainly in these parts. And I say these parts, everybody that checks out me and Chris every Friday, but a guy that was a rookie with you, the first round pick in 2011, undrafted. Von Miller, it's great to see you, dude, because your Commanders are hosting the Broncos. First time they've been here since y'all were here in 2017.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of parallels. Man, me and Chris, like when Chris undrafted free agent came to the Denver Broncos, like me and Chris spent so much time. I don't think people realize that. Like me and Chris Harris, we spent so much time together. He stayed at the same Alumni apartments too. Like I spent so much time with Chris Harris. It was just one of those like rookie like pairings that you wouldn't expect, but you would expect. Man, like me and Chris spent so much time, man, like on and off the football field, and look at us now, both 36 years old. My 15 year in the league. I got 3 kids. Chris, how many you got? 4?
Five girls.
Chris freaky man, freaky man, Chris. Chris got 5. I got 3, man, and it's crazy, man. Like how the relationships that you build, man, and when you build them right, they last a long time. So I really appreciate y'all, having me a part of this podcast and spend time with y'all, man. And I'm ready to talk some Broncos, talk some football, whatever y'all got for me.
Well, so I want to start because Chris, I need you to fill him in. I'm guessing y'all have talked, but before we look at where we're at presently and look ahead, you were busy. But when I ran into you in the summer, because people, I hope, realize Von's vision still going strong in Denver. So you've got your events there every year. You're helping kids see better, get glasses, get contacts. We were looking at, we knew Alumni Weekend, DT Ring of Fame Weekend was going to happen when it happened. And the teams that were available, there were 4 teams. There were 2 that played on Thursday and 2 on a bye. It was Bills, Ravens, Steelers, and maybe Bengals, if I'm not mistaken. And you're like, well, Bills are probably out. But you're looking, otherwise, you knew that you were going to be employed elsewhere and not be able to make it. So let's start with you. And Chris, you can tell him what he missed. But as you saw it from afar and you made a video and all that, how happy were you to see everybody there together? But then you don't miss a lot of stuff. I imagine your FOMO was a little high on that one.
Yeah. I used to have FOMO bad, but like it kind of calmed down. But FOMO was definitely back that weekend. I was trying to find ways on trying to make it. Maybe I could like fly out in the morning before the game and this and that, but it just didn't work out, man. But I think one of the special moments for me, like Peyton Manning in Peyton Manning fashion, he sent me like this 1.5 minute long like voice memo, just telling me like all the guys that was there and what everybody was doing and like how he missed me. Like this is Peyton Manning. This is Peyton Manning, like sending me a voicemail, like talking about like our reunion and all the guys was there and how it's special for DT and like putting them up in the ring of honor and like all the dope things and like Derek Wolf with the dreads, like it was definitely it was definitely like special. And it's me, Chris, Akeem, we got TJ on the group chat. We got like a little Super Bowl group chat. We got Brandon McManus on there, so we send jokes all the time. That iPhone, these iPhones crazy. Like you get these memories just pop up all the time. Like, and I send them like to those guys, bro. And we just start roasting. So we still keep in touch, man. But those were some amazing times. Like, and when you're presently in those times, you really don't even know like how dope it was or how golden it was. Like going down in the basement and spending time at the facility and leaving training camp to go watch Power and like all of this stuff. Like you really don't understand how special it is till you're not there no more.
Right, man, and we definitely miss you. It was good to see everybody. I think only you and Danny Trevathan was the ones that missed. But it was good to see everybody. Leave all jokes, TJ, everybody. Roby, just seeing everybody, man. It was a great time, and the video you had, man, was great. It was definitely they played at the right time because it was very emotional after DT. Seeing his picture and doing his presentation, what they had for him, and having his parents talk. But you know, you did that message, man, and Wolf missed it. You know, Wolf missed the special message you gave to him, man. So I was like, I'm like, Wolf, bro, we gotta find a way to get that video back because you missed the message from Von, you know, giving you credit for the sacks. You know he wanted that, you know. But it was good, man. It was a good time. And before I got on here, we were looking at the sack chart. I said, man, I need Von at least 4.5, 5, you know. Then you can go ahead and settle in the sunset, man. But how do you feel about getting in that top 10?
Yeah, you know, I got DeMarcus right there. I got to get there at least. Like, I got to get there. I got to get to DeMarcus. And then like if God says the same, like I got number 6. Like if I can get to 140, if I can get to 141.5, like I can, you know, start thinking about other stuff. Like it's hard to say that R word, or it's hard to say any of those words that go with it. Like, because I still feel good. I still got next year on the books. Well, I can start thinking about like other stuff. Like if I can get to like number 6, because it's a huge gap between Chris Doleman and Michael Strahan. You got 150 then 141. Like 150, you know, maybe not get there, but like I can get to 6. I can definitely get to, you know, DeMarcus, but I want to get a little bit deeper in there because you got guys like Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, you know, Khalil Mack, Michael Parsons. You got all these other guys that's coming up. If I can get in there at 6, I'd be in the top 10 for a while. And you know, I done came all this way. This 15 years, all of these seasons, like all of these injuries. Like I'm here now. I got to take advantage of the opportunity. If I can get to 6, man, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I pulled up the list. Yeah, so JJ, because TJ just passed him, 115. Myles Garrett, 120. He may catch you before the season's over.
He 14 sacks behind me. Yeah.
The way it's going, you know. And Chris, obviously, he and Ryan talk to Shelby every week on where the Harris is, and I think Shelby, in a lot of ways, probably feels the way Derek Wolfe felt with you. That whole team feels like that, although Myles can go get there on his own. Yeah. But I guess real quick, just because you look at this list, and I know you don't spend a lot of time worrying about your legacy, but Myles is kind of your little brother. I mean, you've known him forever.
Yeah.
When I met him, I said, hey, I work with your big brother. And he knew exactly what I meant because I told him I was in Denver. But how proud are you just as somebody who's watched him from when he got to College Station to who knows where he ends up on that list? But the clip he's going, he can
get to Bruce Smith for sure. He can get to Bruce Smith. He's not even 30 yet. You know, he's 29 years old. He has 120 sacks. He's 80 sacks away. You know, he's getting 5. He had 5 sacks, then 4 sacks, and then 3 sacks, and that was all within the last 3 weeks. He went to Texas A&M. You know, he's from Dallas. You know, he went to Arlington Martin. Like I'm a fan of Myles. I'm a fan of Myles. And then, you know, the crazy part is he's on a losing team. Like he's not
right.
He's not playing with like the lead. He's not playing with like you know, he's not playing with like they doing hard counts and they doing all of this stuff to try to stop him. You know, he's the best player by far on that team. He's playing on the Cleveland Browns, a losing team, and he's still able to, you know, have sacks, like 5 sacks versus the Patriots. And then another 4 sacks. It was another 4 sacks after that. Then he had 3 sacks versus, you know, the Raiders. So, you know, Myles is definitely a special person. He's a special player. There's absolutely no way you could like hate on Mike. There's no way you can hate on Myles or be like this and that, bro. He's doing all this stuff. Is definitely generational. It's definitely special. He's in his own lane. He's in his own path, and I'm definitely proud of him. And it's definitely motivational and inspiring, you know, see him do the things that he does.
Hey, Von, when we talk about pass rushing, right, has it changed, you know, playing in the league so long, you know, especially, you know, when our first couple years being a DB, the offenses play style was different compared to what it is now. Has the game evolved or changed between the offensive line game and the pass rush game?
These offensive linemen, they get better. They get bigger, faster, stronger each year. They more athletic. They're more athletic each and every year. These offensive linemen, even the ones that come off the bench, even the right tackles and the left tackles, because it used to be like the right tackle's not as good as the left tackle. Bro, they got good left. The right tackle is just as good as the left tackle, if not better. Some teams where they best offensive lineman is the right tackle. So that's definitely changed from what it used to be. You know, the DBs are definitely, you got guys like Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn. Like the DBs are
Stingley kid.
Stingley, like, bro, you got some crazy DBs out there too. But yeah, like everybody's getting bigger, faster, stronger, and the game is definitely changing for sure.
Well, so with the game changing, I'm curious because I go back. You guys talked about Derek Wolfe. I remember having Derek Wolfe. I was still working at the Fan. That's how long ago it is. Mm-hmm. Derek Wolfe's rookie year, and he came in a year after you guys. And he comes in studio, and I said, "Hey, what's it like learning from guys like Elvis Dumerville and Von Miller?" And he's like, "Elvis is great. He teaches me technique and this and that." He's like, "The shit that Von does, I can't do any of that stuff. I can't bend like that. I can't do any of the get off." But then to think about what you've started with the Von Miller Pass Rush Summit, and then to see the receivers do it, to see the tight ends take it to the level they've taken it to. But I guess, was it DeMarcus? Was that kind of the turning point that made you want to give back and teach your craft beyond just being the superstar pass rusher that you were? And how much has that allowed you to keep playing because you've become truly a student of pass rushing beyond just being the physical freak?
Yeah, that's all DeMarcus, 100%. Him being the type of teacher that he was. I remember when DeMarcus first came to the Denver Broncos, it was just like this. He was just so like hands-on and like look at it from this perspective, or watch this offensive lineman, or watch his knee right here. Like he was so laser focused like on everything. And it just really put like pass rushing as an art into like, this crazy perspective. For me, I was just trying to time the snap count and get from point A to point B as fast as possible. Like I wasn't thinking about no moves. I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I just did this double swipe right here, or like I'm gonna set him up. I was just trying to like, I'm really just out there hooping. I'm really just out there trying to. Right. I didn't have no plan. Like I was just out there just trying to do stuff. So, DeMarcus definitely coming to the Denver Broncos and talking concepts and schemes and setting. Like I didn't even like back then. Like Derek could tell you, like back then, I wasn't thinking about the offensive line slide. Like it didn't matter to me. Like if we got the slide, like I'm still gonna spin into the slide, or I'm still gonna run a text game, or we still gonna run an exit. Like I was never thinking about like slide or what the offensive lineman gonna be or the chipper was gonna be. Like, but DeMarcus came in and he had his pass rush IQ was just so incredible, and he taught us so many different things about being a pass rusher. Which in turn, I just wanted to pay that forward, and that's why I created the Pass Rush Summit. I just wanted to get rid of the stigma. Like football players, it's like this. They really put us against each other for real. Like they say like, okay, this guy is number one and this guy's number two, and then whatever guys they talking about, they be like, man, I'm not number two, I'm really number one, and it just create like this pride and this ego that really it take away from us becoming the best football players we could possibly be, because it's always something to learn, whether I can move like you or not, whether I can spin or I got strength like you or not. It's always something that I can pick up from your game, and it's always something that you can pick up from my game. And starting the Pass Rush Summit was definitely great to get like-minded guys in the same spot and really just talk pass rush, talk mindset, and talk moves. So it was definitely DeMarcus 100% that started that whole movement for me, for sure.
See, DBs, we can't work together like that, right? We still ain't had. I don't think they still ever had a DB summit. Probably once.
It's too much pride and ego, bro. It's too much pride and ego, bro.
Everybody feel like they the coldest. Everybody feel like they number one when it comes to the DB side. But man, how do you want to finish this year, man? I know that the season hasn't went as y'all wanted it to be, coming off the playoffs last year, and then quarterback obviously being injured. Man, how y'all want to? What's y'all goal to finishing off the season? Oh, we showing some sacks now.
Look at that.
That was my first one as a commander on the right side.
You got Jordan Love. Had you sacked Jordan Love before?
Nope, never sacked Jordan Love.
And
the crazy thing is, Jake Martin.
That's the famous dip under.
I had that sack with Jake Martin, and we got 3 sacks that we split this season. So that easily could have been. I got 5 sacks. They easily could have 8. I'm split 3 or 4 sacks with Jake Martin, but that's how it's supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason, though.
That was something Zach Allen said the other day in the locker room. He said the worst part about having so many good pass rushers, he's like, I get all these half sacks. He's like, it's great.
That's another half sack that I got right there.
Half sacks, I mean, they count, but they don't count as many as single sacks. Not when Myles is racking up 5 a game.
5 a game.
What happened to the dances, fam? I need some dances.
Bro, like, man, like I think once you get to a certain level, it's like, I don't know, like it's all legacy. Like at this point, it's all like I don't be thinking about like dancing or like, and then just to be honest, like I don't move like that no more. Like I don't like, bro. I can't like break it down like that no more. Like I can't like dip it low and yeah, bro. I can't do all that stuff no more. I hate saying can't, but like, bro, like those moves
Bro,
I
you
used to
said
do,
them
like,
knees.
back in the day, they don't move like that no more. So
how much of that is you not being out as much, so you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing?
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're taking it easy and playing golf and just chilling at the crib.
bro. I'm not on Instagram. Like I don't know like the new like TikTok dances and none of that. Like I'm just out here just trying to get as many sacks as I can. And I think it kind of started in Buffalo. Like when I got a sack, it was just like, yeah, I just passed Derek Thomas, or like, yeah, I just passed like Lawrence Taylor. So it was really just the respect to like where I was on that list. It wasn't about like me like really showing off and trying to make people laugh because I know we're gonna watch this on film. It was just like, damn, like it's a certain point that I got to. I just passed like Lawrence Taylor, and I think the one where I passed Derek Thomas, like I ran across the field on the Buffalo Bills. When I passed Derek Thomas, was one of my idols. I just ran down like the field, like, and it was just like, bro, like I didn't have a dance for that. I didn't have a dance for passing Derek Thomas. Like they didn't dance back in the day. Like if he had a dance that he was doing, I probably would have did that after I passed like Derek Thomas, but he didn't have like a dance back in the day. They just, beat on their chest and like high-fived each other. So
well, so speaking of idols, because and this is the beauty of being able to cover you since you were a rookie. We know about Derek Thomas, and you switched from 40 to 58. You couldn't wear, if not, you'd have been 40 your whole career, but it didn't go like that. So we know about Derek Thomas, and then certainly DeMarcus, and we've talked about how you came at a perfect time, not only where you were professionally, but certainly personally, that at that point in your life. And then it's third on the list because I know Kobe is you've taken on the Mamba, but is it Dirk? Was Dirk third for you?
Yeah, Dirk.
In terms of like those are your three sports idols.
Yeah, Dirk for sure, but 41 don't look as good as 24. And you got Champ. Champ wore 24, and then Kobe. So and then Champ wore 24 here. Like with the Commanders, they were the Redskins back then. Well, like he wore 24 here, so it was just like it just spoke to me in so many different ways, and it was available, and it was somebody was already wearing 40, somebody was already wearing 58. So it was like, man, I'm just gonna go with 24.
Well, and real quick, Chris, I don't know if you saw us a couple weeks ago, but Nick Benito, who said he wasn't the biggest NFL fan, he like you guys grew up hooping, and I think was a pretty good AAU hooper too. But he's like, Vaughn was my favorite player. So when the Super Bowl 50 team was coming, when you guys were coming back, he's like, Vaughn was who I wanted to play like. So when you hear that from Nick Benito, I'm guessing he's probably told you that if you cross paths with him. But if not, I mean, he said it on the podium to us that you were. He said
that in London. Yeah, he said. The crazy thing is like, I'm really a sicko. Like I see everything that everybody says. I mean, like, especially like the Denver Broncos, like Cortland, like I see everything that Cortland say. Garrett Bowles, like Sean Payton, like even if it's not like Commanders week, like that's just one of my teams. Like I'm a fan of all of those guys. That's just one of my team. That's really my team. Like I used to be like a Cowboys fan, like growing up, but after you spend like 10 and a half years at a spot, and then they start to get good again, and like they in one of the Super Bowl favorites. Like that's one of my teams. So and then I played with like Jonathan Cooper and Patrick Surtain, and I played with all those guys and PJ Locke. That's one of my teams. So like I saw like him say that, and it was dope, bro. Like to see like a player like that, such a great player, like have like he got, that's his space. Like that's his area. That's his space. He didn't have to like he don't ever have to say like Von Miller. He don't ever have to pay. He don't ever have to do none of that stuff. Like this is his time. Like that's his shine. Like that's his perspective. So for him to like take time out of his life to like insert like Von Miller, like he didn't have to do that. So it's super dope to hear stuff like that from the young guys for sure.
Enough of all that though. You gotta tap into that future beast mode this week. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, the crazy thing is I still listen to that Evolve album, that album that dropped the day before the Super Bowl. Even that Evolve dropped the day before the Super Bowl, and like that year, like Future, we had always been listening to Future, but in 2013, 14, Future was like becoming like what he is today. And he had been with like Cam Newton like that whole season. And he had been like dabbing and doing all this stuff in Carolina, going to games in Carolina and stuff. And he had dropped that album. We was in San Francisco. We was waiting on the album. We didn't know he was gonna drop it, but he dropped it on iTunes like the day before the Super Bowl on that Saturday. and like it was programmed. I think it was like, we back then we listened to every single. We just play song number 1, and you just let it go, like
no shuffle.
It got to like song number 7, and Future said, "We about to win so big." I said, "Hold on, wait, who about to win?" Like, I said, "Hold on, wait, who about to win?" You talking about the Panthers? Like, and it's crazy because you got to be like I think Howie Long used to say, like, he used to make stuff up in his mind, like that had nothing to do with the guy on the other side. He used to like think that the guy on the other side was trying to do something to his kids or try to kidnap his kids, like, and he used to like go into like this mindset, like just totally make up something in his mind. So when Future made that song, he probably was not thinking about like the Carolina Panthers like beating the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. But in my perspective, it was like, no, hold on, wait. No, you're not. Like, we about to win this game. So it was just another motivation for us to go out there and play the way that we played.
Everybody was against us. When you look at it, you had all the rappers was with Cam.
Yeah, man.
He had the culture. So it was
he did have the culture. The dab. I mean, if you think about it, bro, like black quarterback just won MVP, like at the top of his game. This is prime, like Cam Newton, like
5 years out of winning a national championship and a Heisman.
Where he could throw, he could pass. Atlanta. He had like the swag, Carolina Panthers. Like he had everything. Like he had like the culture. Like he had everybody, and he was just so swaggy. Like when he won, and then like the charisma that he had, like with his interviews and all this stuff. Like it was dope. But like, hey, we just used that as fuel. You had Derek Wolfe like dabbing in the Super Bowl, like like you had me doing it, like we all like, right, like that was like the guy. Like, so you gotta mock like the guy though. You got to.
Yeah, it's funny because there's people that'll say it, and well, Chris might echo it. Vaughn, you're too nice. That's the one thing is Vaughn's a great teammate and a great competitor. I remember you talking about Trent Brown is the best right tackle in the league, and we're all looking at each other like, okay, but plenty of people say that you broke Cam Newton after that Super Bowl, and he wasn't the same. And his career, he obviously played another 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know if you would acknowledge that, Chris. You might give a little more credit to it, but he wasn't the same. He obviously was never a league MVP again.
Man, like, the crazy thing is, like, imitation is like, what do they say? Imitation is the
highest form of flattery.
Is the highest form of flattery. Like, all the stuff that we was doing and like trying to compete at the highest level, like Cam Newton was the guy. Like, he was the guy. Like, he was what like we all like wanted. Like, he had everything that we wanted. Like, he had like the Instagram followers and like he had the culture. Like, everybody was talking about Cam Newton. He was Superman. Like, he was like the guy. So whenever you like the guy, like you got guys like me that's trying to like get you, and like, and that's just all it was. Like, he was the guy. We playing in the Super Bowl. Like, I didn't have no kids at the time. Like, I'm trying to like, I'm playing for I'm trying to like play for a new contract. Like, I want like everything that like, I want to do like everything that Cam was doing. Like, I want to win the Super Bowl. Like, I want my team. They had the whole team like dab. You remember that they had the whole like team like dab and the whole dab like team picture. Like, I wanted to be us. Like, I want to see Coach Kubiak dab and Wade Phillips, and like I wanted that for our guys. Like, and that's all it was. Like, he was the guy. He was a top man in the NFL, and I just wanted that for our guys. So we had to go out there and play the way that we played to make that happen.
Never know what's going to pop up. David's just throwing stuff at us. Oh, how about this? Super Bowl 50 highlights. And I was having this conversation with my guy Ben coming over here that we remember plays from Super Bowls, and you might remember some Super Bowl MVPs, but you are as synonymous with a Super Bowl win, not just in Broncos country, as any single Super Bowl is just about any. Like, if you ask people about Super Bowl 50, and Chris, I don't know, I'm curious, when people bring up Super Bowl 50 to you, I imagine Vaughn's the first name that they bring up, right? Like, I can't remember. I'm not saying there aren't people equal to you, but you're in a rare category. Chris, do you get that when people talk Super Bowl 50, just about how dominant? And it was a whole dominant effort by the defense, but those plays you made, the strip sack and all that, is that the sense you've gotten, Chris?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, Vaughn dominating the game, but everybody on the defense being able to just lock up, do their job, and constantly bring heat to Cam is, always spoke about. But of course, they got to get a great paid Manning, his credit too. Even though he didn't play his best that season, he still was able to finish strong. And just us having that belief that he could, get us over the hump in the playoffs, that was all we needed, right? It was that little spark. Like, no, we know Peyton in crucial times, he was going to make those plays. And on defense, we knew somebody was going to make a play, whether it's Vaughn, Talib, Wolf, you never knew who was going to make it. Malik. We had so many dogs that you never see a defense like that. It's rare to have that many dogs on a defense. And that's something that I don't think the Panthers were really, they underestimated us. And and I think Cam might still be mad at me. I made him walk out the press conference. So
I think for me though, like for me, that was one of the most like unique times, like as an athlete, because for me, it was never about like me. Like we were all so close. Like I'm telling you, like that year was like, it was so like special. Like I didn't go into those playoff games thinking like I need to like do this or I need to do that. It was like, man, I want to do this for Coach Kubiak or Wade Phillips, or like I want to do this because I want to hang with like Lieb and Chris and like the type of stuff that we're gonna be able to do. Like it was never like those playoff games, especially towards the end of the season, like when we got into the playoffs, it was never about like me. And I think whenever you're able to tap into a spot where you're not doing it, because if you're doing it for you, like you can kind of like let you like, I get it next time, or like I'm tired today. But like when you're doing something for somebody else, it's kind of like, nah, like I don't care how like I got to do it. Like I'm not about to let this person down. And we was just so close, man. Like DT, Emmanuel, Peyton, like just the way that team was built, like with all the guys, and we all like kicked it. And I think whenever you're doing something for somebody else, like you have like games like that, or you have like special moments like that where, you having like you playing well, but it was never like, for me, you see after all of those plays, like I'm running back to the sideline to like celebrate like with my teammates, or like, find like Coach Pug, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to like get back with my guys so we can like work on the handshake that we've been working on, and see Derek Wolf and jump up. Like it was never about like me. I was always trying to like get back like with the guys, man. And I think especially in this day and age, like individual success is team success. Like if Terry McLaurin go out there and fucking get 6 touchdowns, like Jaden threw him that ball, like individual success is team success. But at the end of the day, like for me, it was about the team, especially at that point in my career, the way Coach Kubiak had ingrained that in us, Chris. Like the way he talked about it, and having like a quarterback like Peyton Manning, like it was about the team and winning as a team. And that was when you operating in that type of environment, like you get the most out of all your players.
Right. Because bringing Kubiak on was a little controversy, It
was like, bro, what is going on? Like we just went to the playoffs. We just won a division 4 times in a row with Coach Fox. Like what? This ain't Coach Fox's fault. Like what's going on? Like, and Kubiak, we like, man, Kubiak ain't never been. Man, what is Coach Kubiak gonna do? Like, but immediately, like when he got there, like he brought us together, bro. Like we started having those training camp days. What was it? A practice on, like a day on, a day off. Like
he was a player's coach, so he fit us. Even though people would say Foxy was a player's coach, Kubiak was the ultimate player's coach, from being able to, just come in there and get on the rookie's ass, like out the gate, being able to just bring Wade in. And we just fell in love with Wade's system so fast. I think it was just night and day, nobody had any complaints with Wade coming in. So it was just a good fit. And Kubiak knew how to manage all the personalities pretty well and push people's buttons also to where we could, turn it up another notch. And he believed in us on defense. He believed on us. So when Kubiak says, hey, we need y'all to go shut him down and go win it, we took that to heart, and same thing with Coach Wade, man. Seeing Coach Wade, all the coaches was there, Vaughn. You would have loved it, man, seeing those guys. And they haven't changed either. A lot of them are, done now. Bill's done. You know, a lot of them are hanging it up now. So I think Joe Woods is still out there. They getting their ass kicked though, but he's still out there though.
Yeah, he's with the Raiders, obviously, and they're not having the year they had hoped to have. We saw USAC and Geno Smith there. Let's spin it forward, because two things. He and I were talking before you came on. We were just kind of talking about the Nuggets and Joker and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about how close the team was when they won the championship. You just mentioned it.
Yeah.
And our pal Romy had Talano Hufanga on her show the other day on CBS, and he said this is the closest team he's ever been a part of. And then, because I want to hear from VJ with something he said the other day, but VJ, when he talked to Peter Schrager last week, said earlier in the year, Benito already had 2 sacks and says to him, hey, I want Jonah Ellis to get this next sack. And VJ had to like pull him back, like, no, I don't need Sean chewing my ass if this doesn't go well, because the game was still like up in the air. But VJ's point was these guys really are playing for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so both of y'all can speak. I mean, you just kind of did, but when a team's that special, no matter how good your teams might be, but that's a different level. And not every championship team or really good playoff team has that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, whenever you like, and it kind of built up to that.
Because you were on the Rams team, you came in late. Sorry to jump in, but was the Rams team the same? Like, they were obviously really, really good, but was it the same?
No, it wasn't the same. But we did kick it. But we was in LA, so it's kind of hard to have like. You in LA, it's kind of hard to like have like
can't have Club 58.
Yeah, everybody in the same spot. Like you can't like replicate that. In Denver, that's all we had. Like, but it kind of like built up to that. Like I would say, like whenever we got like Aqib there, like so it was one off season. It was at 2014. It was 2014 where we got Aqib, TJ, DeMarcus, and like
it was right after you lost Super Bowl 48. That you get TJ and Emmanuel.
Yep, we get all those guys.
So you get all 4 of those guys. We get DeMarcus and Talib on the same flight coming from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
TJ's coming from Cleveland, and then obviously Emmanuel was in the building in Kansas City, and they're on the phone with him. Like there's agents like, yeah, you got to leave right now because the Broncos want to talk to you.
Yeah, so it just kind of like happened like that. And in Denver, that's all we had. Like, and Aqib was really like the mastermind of all of that. Like he was like, bro, like we got to hang out, like we got to kick it, like we got to vibe, like and. You know, I had the basement, and like, bro, it ain't, you know, the basement kind of like Las Vegas. Like, you think it's 2:00 in the morning, and it's really like 6 a.m. Like, and we still in there, like watching highlights from the week before, like playing cards. Like, I had the poker table in there. Like, well, you know, those teams that have those type of bonds, you know, they usually go far, man. And it's dope to see this Denver Broncos team, you know, have some of those similarities for sure.
Oh, they definitely do. When every report you hear is everybody loves Bo Nix. Everybody has that belief in them. One tip I would say to y'all is y'all better be ready in the fourth quarter, because somehow he always turns it up another notch in the fourth quarter. Whether that's just being more accurate or running a little bit more with his legs.
I mean that was he definitely runs the ball. I was telling the guys, like, we played him in Buffalo. You know, that was a huge point for us. Like, Bo Nix is gonna run the ball. Like, they beat teams because he started scrambling, and you saw like in that Texans game, like he started scrambling. The Giants game, he started scrambling. Like, he's not like Lamar Jackson fast, but he faster than Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. He faster than all of those guys. Like, he might not be like Lamar Jackson, but he right underneath. Like, he crazy fast. He got a big arm, and he's just not scared, bro. Like, that's a huge. I don't know what term you could put that into, but like, bro, he just ain't scared out there, bro. He not out there playing scared. Like, he out there trying to make it happen. Like, he taking his time going through reads. Like, he really trying to find guys. Like, he not out there playing scared. And it's a lot of quarterbacks that starters. They're getting paid $55 million a year, and they be out there scared. Like, they be out there. I don't want to say no names. But there's quarterbacks out there today. Like, they be out there scared. And, you know, Bo Nix, he not out there scared. And I think everybody on the team just kind of follows suit.
Well, so that's something that, check this out. So VJ was on with Big Al and CJ up in Boulder last week. So he talked to Peter Schrager early in the week, and then he went up to his alma mater. Buffs didn't go great there for Coach Prime. But here's VJ talking about Bo Nix, and then Bo reacting to that. And I wanted y'all to hear this real quick.
I'll say two things about Bo. Okay. I think Bo Nix is the Broncos' future John Elway. he's going to be here for a long time because he's built for it. He's built for it. I promise you that. And number two about Bo Nix, we know on game day he going to make a play.
Right.
Because we watch it in practice all summer, all spring. He's going to make a play. His skill set, man, he's going to make a play eventually. So defensively, offensively, we just play. As a team, we talk about how we're going to win each game. Okay, and sometimes it's strategic of how we win in these games. But we know, end of the day, man, he's going to make a play. Because he is tough and competitive, and he's smart, and he wants to win every game he plays. And
he makes timely plays, too.
And the boys love him.
Well, that's quite something coming from a coach like that, well respected, not only in our organization, but in the entire league. But obviously, I know behind a statement like that comes a lot of work and responsibility. So it doesn't just happen in year two. It doesn't just happen overnight. So got to continue to do my part, do my role in becoming the player that this team needs me to be. And I'm definitely not going to slow down until I'm that and more. So I'm excited about the opportunity at hand. I'm excited about the team that we're building. I'm excited about where this organization is right now. Just all that to say, I know we got a long way to go at the same time. But we're building something. We got a great culture, and I appreciate that statement. But definitely work and things behind the scenes that are gonna keep that I guess put some power to that statement. So let's definitely slow down and compare me to John Elway for now. But Coach VJ, he's unbelievable. He's a great coach, great encourager to his team, and that's why guys love playing for him.
Yeah, I mean, like John Elway, that's kind of John Elway played a long time ago, so I think guys don't really know how dope John Elway went to 5 Super Bowls.
Hey, there's a documentary coming out. We just had John in the studio, Woody Page and Tom Green and Ron Zappolo a couple weeks ago. But I got to see the documentary. It's going to remind a whole new remind fans and then teach a whole new generation of fans how good John is. But I think what VJ is saying there is that Bo has a lot of those same qualities. Yeah. And for both of y'all, that once Peyton was gone, and you were part of Tebow Mania, but once Peyton was gone, it was every year looking for that next QB, whether it's Case or Joe Flacco or Teddy Bridgewater. And so to see that they have the guy, and that is something that, it's funny, while we were waiting for you, just walking around here, Jaden Daniels comes in and is signing a bunch of helmets. And I'm like, they have the guy here. I've talked to so many Commanders fans. I've been in town since Tuesday. Yeah. But when a team has the young guy that is going to be the guy, that's just so refreshing. And I got to think y'all as Broncos fans and you as a Commanders player have to love that.
Yeah, I mean, I did before I was a Commander, before the Commanders was even in the picture. I reached out to the Denver Broncos. I already knew what was going to be said. I already knew hey, we got Nick Benito and we got Jonathan Cooper, and then they got 2 other guys underneath them. They get sacks too. And not only do they get sacks, they great players and they play special teams too. I already knew what was going to be said. It just wasn't room for me. And then even if you think about it, this team is so young and so fresh. The average team age kind of get spiked up a little bit because you got Mercedes Lewis on the team. But if it wasn't,
who was a rookie 5 years before you guys.
But if it wasn't for Mercedes, the average, the average age of this team would be 24, 24, 25 right in there. So I did try, but it just wasn't a fit. And what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna put back on number 58 and sit on the bench, come off the bench and wait for. It wouldn't even look right. Me, sitting. It wouldn't even look right. Me, wearing 58. If I would go back, I couldn't wear 58 again. I think that me in a 58 jersey for the Denver Broncos, I think it's safe to say that's done.
You'd Kobe it. So you'd go 40.
Yeah,
then that'd be.
I gotta wear another number. If I do go back, I gotta wear another number.
45. I had that 45.
45. 45.
I can't wear it. But this team, man, George Payton has done an incredible job, building this team up and with the strategic picks and coaches, having Sean Payton there, legendary coach. Not just Bo Nix, but Franklin, Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, paying Cortland again, keeping Cortland there.
Zach Allen,
bringing in Zach Allen, Garrett Bowles, keeping Garrett Bowles there, Mike McGlinchey, paying Patrick Surtain, all it He's done an incredible job. I see the game from like a GM's perspective. He's done an incredible job like with this team, and this will always be my team except for this 60 minutes that we play them on Sunday.
The owners too, you know, they've done everything and putting everything in place with the new facility that they're building. These guys have, you know, there's no excuses for them to not succeed. You know, when we were there, we were kind of building all that, and you know,
remember
hey,
we had to go to
need
Greek.
this.
Remember we had to go to Greek, like, hey, we need to cryo. We need to cryo, man.
Begging for stuff, you know what I mean? Now they got it all handed to them now.
How does that new facility look? How does that new facility look though?
It's gonna be fire. You know, they're gonna have everything in one spot. The new stadium is gonna be they're gonna have to clear out the whole pretty much downtown, you know, to make some space for them. But it's gonna be nice, man. And the owners did a hell of a job on that alumni party, just taking care of all the families and just giving us, you know, the suite access, unlimited food. I have no complaints, man. This is a great ownership, and it's going to be hard for them to lose when they got the backing like they do now.
Yeah, I heard about like that new facility they're building.
$300 million, truly state of the art. All football stuff, all the same level. Locker rooms right next to the weight room, right next to the indoor, and right next to the practice field.
So they combining it right there where the indoor used to be. They combining it right there.
It's on the backside of the indoor. Indoor staying where it is. Everything on the first level is football. 55 to 58 parking spots underground for the active roster, the owner underground, and then everything's gonna be in front of the team store where the team store was, and that's where it's 3 spaces. They're bringing 95 employees from downtown business side. They're gonna be up on the top floor.
Oh, so they're not gonna be at the stadium. They're not gonna be at the stadium,
especially because the stadium is about to be a thing of the past in 6 years, and they're gonna build a new one. But you can build bigger suites if you don't have a bunch of office space there, and you've got. But it's gonna have this nice atrium. I mean, and they're really far along. It's gonna be open in May. Yeah. It's gonna be truly state of the art, as nice as Dallas is, Minnesota, some of these brand new ones. It's gonna be at the top because these are owners. And you've got one here in an ownership group that clearly has injected enthusiasm, but they see that PA survey where some owners are saying they want that gone. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, we want to be number one in everything. We want A+ across the board. That's how the Walton Penner family ownership group looks at it.
Yeah, that's dope. You know, when we were there, I didn't have, you know, any complaints when I was there. Like, you know, we had to had to go to Greek and ask them for the cryotherapy and this and that.
But your indoor was around the way where I played flag football and I watched kids play soccer.
But at the end of the day, like, we had everything that we needed to win, though. Like, and they had redone that facility, and they had injected money into that facility too. Like, you know, it was good enough to get Peyton Manning there, and it was good enough to go to 2 Super Bowls and win 1. So, but at the same time, like, went to LA, we didn't have none of that either, though. Like, LA, like, you know, we didn't like. No, we was in like a college, like we was at the little college facility. Like, facilities are always good, and you want to have the best facilities, but you know, you don't need that to go win Super Bowls. But it's dope to see the Denver Broncos got everything that they need to be successful.
Well, yes, I'm good, man.
Chris, do you want to let's look real quick at the game this week, and we'll get on out of here because you want to go watch all this football. And Vaughn, I'm sure, wants to go see his kids. But you know, we got the matchup as far as just this isn't the year y'all wanted. And, you know, I mentioned seeing Jaden. Offense, you guys are good in some spots. Defensively, it's tough because you haven't necessarily had the lead or had your firepower. You are getting Terry McLaurin back. Jaden's coming. Just when you look at what your keys are to getting to Bo Nix, because you haven't sacked him yet, and slowing this Broncos team down, which has won 8 in a row, what, you know, I guess put on your analyst cap or GM. Chris wants to be a coach one day, perhaps. You know, we know you want to be a GM.
Yeah.
But what do you see from this Broncos team, and how do you try to slow them down or attack them? Because then you look at the defense led by VJ, and they're top 5 in every category, and number 1 in sacks, red zone, and third down.
Yeah. So I think it's just a perfect combination of, you know, pass rush and coverage, you know, working together. You got Patrick Surtain, best corner in the league. You got Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper, 2 of the best pass rushers in the league. And they just, man, they firing off on their ball. Secondary is, they don't have to, of course, Patrick can cover all day, but, you know, they making his job easier. Patrick Surtain making their job easier. They got good linebackers in the middle. And for me, the cog that makes everything go is really Zach Allen in the middle. Zach Allen, Roach, the type of pass rushers they got on the inside. You know, the quarterback has to stay at 10 yards. They can just rush around the edge and get them. They throw the ball up, any air and throw. You got Riley Moss over there too. He's good. Hufanga, one of the best safeties in the league. Like, defense is stacked. Look at the offense. Bo Nix makes everything go. This offensive line that they got too is stout too. You got Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey at the tackles. You got Quentin Miners, all pro right guard. Then they just pay the left guard in the center as well too. So offensive line is held up nicely. Got Cortland Sutton, Mims, Franklin. Like, they got some receivers too, and they fit right along in the scheme that Sean Payton. I was about to say George Payton, but Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame coach. So it's just a perfect blend of everything that they're trying to do. Definitely a tough team. You know, as sometimes they start slow on offense. I don't know what that reason is. Like, when you watch it, like, they got guys open, and you know, sometimes it just seems like Bo is waiting for the big play. You know, instead of just taking like the check down or something. Like, he's that good of a player that he can just rely on his game and rely on his arm to like wait for the big play. But you know, they always get it going. Like you had said, in the fourth quarter, they turn it on. Like, the stats on a fourth quarter comebacks, whether it was the Eagles game or the Giants game or the Raiders, like, they started clicking in the fourth quarter. You know, they one of the most penalized team. They are the most penalized team in the NFL, which is kind of weird. Like, you got all these great players, and
a Sean Payton coach team where he's never going to have
Riley Moss got half of them. And Moss PIs.
I mean, he has 9. No one else in the league has more than 5, and it is a bit of a head scratcher because he is such a good player and his coverage numbers are really good. But yeah, they're obviously. I mean, Chris, when you look at this matchup, what will it take? Because as much as you love Vaughn, you still don't want to see him win on Sunday. You like to see him get a sack or 2 if it'll help his career numbers.
They got to make the Broncos one-dimensional. Stop the run, make Bo beat them through the air. Even though Bo's capable of doing that, that's their recipe. And then on the offensive side, they got to be able to run the football, keep the ball away from them. You don't want Mariota sitting in 3rd and longs, 3rd and 12s, and you know, in that range, because then, like Vaughn said, that pass rush is coming. So you want to make it 3rd and manageable. Run the football. They got a young running back over there. He's give him the ball. He's making plays. I think Debo has actually had a solid season with the Commanders. You know, find ways to continue to get him the ball. He's been able to get in the end zone, but that would be my recipe. You know, run the football, keep the ball away from the Broncos. Try to keep Mariota out of 3rd and longs to where he can, you know, possess the ball, and that's their best chance. And you know, for the Broncos, you know, they just got to kind of come out fast. We play a team that's 3-8 right now. You got to start fast, and they did that versus the Cowboys. Let's see if they can do it again this week.
All right, let's do 2 things before we get out of here. First thing we do, because we do it every week, and it's good news on your side, good news on the Broncos side. Real quickly, here's our Bell and Pollock injury report coming your way. All right, so your latest Bell and Pollock injury report. Haven't seen the Broncos' final report, but all signs trending to PS2 coming back. Alex Singleton, the early cancer detection on the testicular cancer, he's coming back. Jonah Ellis with the hamstring. We'll see where he is. And then for you guys, you're getting Jaden's close, but already ruled out this week. So you got Marcus Mariota, but Terry McLaurin back. Just give me one quick thought on what he does because, you know, Chris talking about Debo, but bringing in a guy who's been so successful and such a mainstay in this offense.
Yeah, Scary Terry. Yeah, definitely. He's a game changer. He's just one of those wide receivers that he can take like a slant the distance. He can take a stop route the distance. He can get the deep ball. Like, he's good after the catch. He's good at catching the ball. Like, that's our guy. Like, you know, and you can win games without your guys. Like, the strength of the team is the team, but just keeping it real. Like, you want your guys out there. And Terry is definitely one of our guys, and he's definitely one of the best wide receivers in the league. So it'd be good to have him back.
I know this, when something pops up unexpected, you know, Terry gets a new deal, doesn't expect to miss 4 games, to miss 4 more games. Jaden coming off a big year, doesn't expect to miss as much time as he is. Then he comes back, hurts his elbow. But things happen unexpectedly. You need a game plan. Nobody that'll help you out better than our friends at Bell and Pollock. They're champions of the people for a reason. Call them today, 303-795-5900, or, of course, championsofthepeople.com. All right, let's do predictions. There's a special one that's not going to pop up. Texas and Texas A&M tonight. I know that's going to be on the TV at the house. Arch Manning is playing, it looks like. Do you text Peyton at all? Any kind of trash talk, or do you wait till after the game if it goes well?
No, I talked to Cooper Manning.
You text Cooper?
I talked to Cooper Manning at the beginning of the season, and I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan of all the Mannings. Like, whether it's Eli, Peyton,
Did you sack Eli? I imagine. Did you sack?
Oh yeah, I did sack Eli, but yeah, Cooper, Arch. I'm a fan of the Mannings. Like, I want to see Arch have success, but it's just not going to happen versus this Texas A&M.
I was worried against South Carolina. I know you were worried.
It's just not going to happen against this Texas A&M team. Like, our defense is too stout. Marcel Reed is starting to come into his own. He's starting to become one of the best quarterbacks in the NCAA. And KC Concepcion and our receivers.
Is that number 7? Concepcion? Is that number 7?
Yeah.
Oh, he's nice.
Yeah, it's just as much as like you said, that South Carolina game, it kind of had me like, but
yeah, down 31-3 or whatever.
I'm not playing on this team, so I can be as
whatever it was.
I don't have to be politically correct and say the right stuff, but like, bro, like, this Texas A&M team is really, really good. Our defense is straight. Our defensive line, like Cassius Howe, is one of the best pass rushers in the league. Like, Texas, they don't have nothing for it. They don't have nothing for us for sure.
All right, let's jump to these NFL. Let's jump to these NFL games real quick, David. What's first up? Okay, this game's already started, but Bears Eagles. Do we want to guess the score? We're an hour into it.
I got the Eagles.
Got the Bears winning.
All right, you got the Bears winning. I had the Bears. I think to make it close, we're not going to use words beyond that. Bears up 10-3.
10-3?
10-3 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Mm-hmm. So every time the Eagles have lost after winning a bunch of games, they lost the next week so far this year. That's only happened once with the Broncos and Giants, but they lost last week, the heartbreaker to the Cowboys. Okay, the Texans are obviously jockeying to try to stay in that playoff race. They're getting CJ Stroud back. Their defense with guys like Will Anderson and I know Danielle Hunter really well. They're trending up, and they've been doing this the last couple of weeks without Davis Mills. So in Indy, coming off that tough loss where they blow it against the Chiefs. Vaughn, I'll let you go first. Who wins Colts, Texans, Sunday in Indy?
I got the Texans. Just to see the way they dismantled the Buffalo Bills, like, like, and the Bills, that's one of my teams too. Like, I'm a huge fan of the Buffalo Bills still too. Like, to see the way they like did the Bills, like, they're gonna be a tough team, and I definitely got them making the playoffs for sure.
Chris,
I'm gonna go with the Texans with CJ Stroud coming back. They usually split every year, so I think I got them splitting this year.
Well, and they're going to see each other twice. The Colts went from having the 29th hardest schedule, 4th easiest, to the hardest for the last 7 weeks, starting in Kansas City last week. They still go to Seattle. They get the Niners coming in. They get the Jags once more, plus the Texans twice. So I think this might be one of a couple more losses for the Colts. Also, Daniel Jones doesn't look right. They're saying, oh, he's good to go. I was like, he looked like he's a little gingerly there working out the other day. All right, let's see what else we got. Niners and our guy Shelby Harris and Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, where the Browns obviously beat the Raiders, but this is a different deal with the Niners coming to Cleveland.
Man, if Brock Purdy played the way that he played like last week against the Panthers, they might make it close, but still got the 49ers winning. Even if he do play like that, this 49ers defense is really, really good still. Really well coached, Kyle Shanahan. We almost had Kyle Shanahan with the Denver Broncos. Like, that would have been crazy to have Kyle Shanahan and Josh Allen. I know that was back in, like, we way past that though. But like, Kyle Shanahan, I got Kyle Shanahan beating the Browns.
I got to go with the 49ers. It's going to be a good matchup watching Trent Williams versus Myles. I will love to see that matchup, but Christian McCaffrey's too much. I'm going to have to go with the 49ers.
Yeah, and this is obviously going to be different for Shedeur, so I think I'm with y'all as much. I'd love to see Shelby and the Browns get another win. Okay, another team of yours, the Rams, at Cam Newton's Panthers, who I think have surprised some people. When they were in that game the other day, I think they had something to do with Brock Purdy, and Brock also kept him in the game, whatever it was. But they appear to be treading up. I like their coach. Bryce Young's making enough plays, and Ted McMillan, that dude's a man.
Yeah.
But Rams are rolling.
Yeah, the Panthers would have had an opportunity to win that game if they could have had some type of offense. Like, they couldn't get it going on offense for whatever reason it was. Defense played enough to win that game. I got the Rams. I got the Rams beating the Panthers. The Rams defense is on fire going against this Panthers team that's struggling. I got the Rams winning. Matthew Stafford, MVP candidate. I got the Rams winning that game.
Chris?
Rams is going to be a good matchup. J.C. Horn, Devontae Adams. But they just don't have enough offensive firepower on the Panthers. With the way Sean McVay dials it up on offense, it's going to be too much for the Panthers to hang in. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
All right. What else do we got, David? Probably have one or two. Oh, there you go. Your team. Like you talked about the Bills, and we think Aaron Rodgers is going to try to give it a go. He's got some brace on his hand. Steelers need to win because even with the Ravens losing, Bengals are about to make it interesting, I think, as well as the Ravens aren't. They're not just going away because they lost one tough game to a rival last night. I know I like the Bills, but Vaughn, you see any way the Steelers pull this one out with Mike T at home?
No, I don't. I don't. The Buffalo Bills, after getting embarrassed on Thursday Night Football, they're not about to. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen again. I just know the way Coach McDermott gets down Josh Allen. Josh Allen is one of the most competitive people that I've ever been around. I got the Bills. They are. I mean, they're not even winning the division right now. We won the division the last 5 years in a row. So I know this guy's ready to go. I know this guy's motivated. It's never a question when they get in the playoffs what type of team they'll be. But I got the Bills beating the Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Bills too. Josh Allen got to bounce back. He got to definitely bounce back, or get his team to bounce back. But the Bills' defense has been shaky all year. Secondary's been shaky. They haven't. Bosa's been solid, but they haven't got a real totality pass rush like they had the last couple years. So, but I'm gonna give them the edge to beating the Steelers just because the Steelers' offense is so trash right now. Aaron Rodgers, only guy he can throw to is Metcalf, and he's been iffy all season. So I'm gonna go with the Bills.
And then is the final game that we've got. All right. I'll let Vaughn go last. I'm going to pick the Broncos to win. I'm going to pick the Broncos to win. I'm not going to give a score, but I like the Broncos to win this game, especially with Jaden not playing. That makes it an easier pick for me to make, even though Marcus, I think, has handled himself well because you can see, when things are going right, he's still got plenty of good football left in him. Chris, I'll let you make the pick, and then Vaughn can go last.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Well, the weather could
probably
be
like
crappy.
18-21. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 18-14. I don't think it's going to be a big scoring game.
Hey, I'm one of the most competitive people that you ever been around, Chris. If it's going to go that way, I'm going to leave it all out there on the field. If it go that way, it go that way. But I'm picking the Commanders. I got Scary Terry coming back. I know the type of guy that he is. Of course, I'm in the room with these guys. Coach Quinn is an excellent coach. Our record has nothing to do with the type of coach that he is. But yeah, Sunday Night Football. You know how I get on primetime games, man. You know how I get when the lights get on. So hopefully, I can just turn it on one more time versus the Denver Broncos. Yeah,
this is always one of those where folks in Broncos country want to see you do it. They're not even gonna be sad. Bo doesn't get sacked hardly at all. You get a Bo Nix sack or two. If it's not a game changer, they'll just be happy because it'll help you creep up the charts. And I think about it because whenever you hang it up, we're gonna be there in Canton for your Hall of Fame speech 5 years later. And to think about some of the coaches you played for, you talk about DQ, Sean McDermott, obviously Sean McVay, and of course both Coobs and Foxy, but you played with Peyton Manning. You got to play in Tebow Mania, obviously, and then Josh Allen is certainly headed towards a gold jacket. Matt Stafford, gold jacket. Jaden, we're a little early on, but has the traits. You're pretty lucky there. There were a couple lean ones there in between, but to play with your Hall of Fame helmet of just your teammates, have D Ware sign it, Champ sign it, Doc, all those guys. I mean, it's I imagine Chris is somebody you guys like Vaughn started with. Y'all been friends since you were rookies. You got to love still seeing him out there, even if Peyton forgot about you on the Manning cast. He's like, McManus, that's my only teammate still playing.
Man, I love it, man. I love to see them boys still balling. And, D-line, Vaughn, he could possibly get 20 years. You never know. Those pass rushers play for a long time.
Bro, if I'm here, I signed a 1-year deal. If we can get a rain check and I can be able to be here next year, there's no telling how many years that I could play. They do such a good job here with the recovery and the type of training staff that we have here, the type of coach that DQ is, like, practice on Wednesdays, light on Thursdays, truly a Fast Friday. I think we had 10 plays total as a defense on Fast Friday. If I'm able to be here another year, who knows how long I can play. But yeah, it was definitely good talking to y'all, man. Chris, man, like,
Yes,
you don't age, bro. Like, Brandon,
let me know when to come on your show, man. Let me
free range with Von Miller. How often can we see it? Because we keep seeing clips. How can we see the show?
So you can get it wherever you go to watch, wherever you watch your podcast at, whether it's Spotify, wherever you at. Free range every Wednesday. I talk about stuff that's going on in the league, and free range is a play on my chicken farm. Even though pasture raised,
I appreciate those chickens. Appreciate that.
I got you for sure.
Yes, sir.
Got you for sure. Pasture raised is higher than free range, but I couldn't have the pasture raised podcast.
No, we get it.
I think free range is a little bit better and it's more podcasty. But yeah, it's just free range with Von Miller, and we're able to talk about whatever, and it really fits me and the type of person that I am.
Well, it's you just going, right? You don't even have a co-host.
You can have a section though in between your show, or a separate show where you talk about chickens, bro. People would listen to you on it.
Yeah, I talk about chicken. I talk about chicken. It's not like I don't like force it, but yeah, I gotta talk about chicken. Like I have to.
You're an expert, and people.
Hey, did you like the chicken though? Like you?
Hell yeah.
I'm biased. I'm biased because it's my product. So I'm like, hey, like you can taste like the quality, and you can taste the type of lives that they live. But what do you think, Chris, when you tried it?
No, I loved it. It was perfect for I smoked the chicken that you sent me. So I had it on the smoker. And it came like with a little mini fridge and everything. Hey, Von hooked it up, man. So
yeah.
I need another order.
I can't wait to get some coming too to see me in Denver. Von, this has been awesome. I know you got the kids at home, got A&M and Longhorns. Going to be a big weekend because it's always exciting when you see your friends with the Broncos, because you didn't say we once today, which you did the previous couple times.
Yeah, it'll be we after this weekend.
There you go.
And then you just never know, man. Like with George Payton, like I haven't burnt any bridges anywhere I went. So maybe even if it's not me like playing with the Denver Broncos again, like who knows? I might be on that staff. I might be in the front office over there. You just never know. I've had an open door. I've had great relationships with all those guys. So you just never know. But right now, currently, I'm with the Commanders, and I'm just trying to do the same thing that I did with the Denver Broncos here with the Commanders. So I appreciate you guys.
Chris, it was awesome. It was worth the wait. I know he's one of your favorite teammates, one of your favorite people, one of mine too. I've been lucky enough to know you guys both since the day you got to Denver, and I hope all of our listeners and viewers enjoy this as well. So enjoy the rest of the football this weekend, and we will catch you next week on Football Fridays.